Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another holiday countdown tumbler tutorial. In this video, we're going to do a really fun peekaboo technique. As you all know, I love a peekaboo tumbler design, so I had a lot of fun making this tutorial and I really hope you all enjoy the video. If you do, you know the drill, be sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you are not already, and of course let me know what you think down below in the comments. Okay, I think that's it. I hope you all enjoy the video. Let's go! Starting with a 30-ounce skinny straight tumbler here today, and I'm going to show you how I created my first layer for our peekaboo. So I cut out these present stencils or background pieces, I guess, on my silhouette. And to get to this step, I'm going to show you what I did. So I found this really cute SVG pack of all these presents on Etsy. I will link it down below for you. And it's basically just these present outlines. And we're going to modify these files just a little bit so that we can make them work for our peekaboo. So I brought two different present shapes into my Silhouette Studio. I'm using a vertical present and a horizontal present. You can use whatever you want, of course. And I'm going to take these and I'm going to size them down and then duplicate them a bunch of times. I ended up using 3 different sizes of presents just to give a little bit of variation. I started with about 2 inches tall, and I think I went up to about 2.8 inches in height. Just depending on the size of your tumbler and what you're looking for, you can size your presents however you want. So I duplicated these a bunch of times, grouped them together, and then I duplicated that whole group, and I'm going to take one of those groups and set them off to the side because we want to use those outlines later, so we want to keep that original file intact. And then for this second group that I have, I'm going to basically just get rid of all the cut lines in this file. So to do that, I right-clicked and then I hit Release Compound Path, and then I welded everything together. If you're using Cricut Design Space, these steps will be different. You'll want to like contour out all of your cut lines. Basically, the goal here is just to be left with a blank square or a blank shape that doesn't have anything cut out of the middle. Now the next thing I'm going to do is get rid of the bow shapes on the top of these stencil pieces because I don't want those to be part of my peekaboo. I just want them to show up when we do the outline. So to do this, I'm going to create a little rectangle shape here, and I'm going to line up that rectangle right on top or over that bow, and then I'm going to, in my Silhouette Studio, go up to Object, then Modify, then Subtract, and that's going to essentially like slice away that bow shape from the top of my presents. Again, in Cricut Design Space, this will be different. You'll essentially just want to slice away that bow shape so you're left with just the bottom present section. Then from here, I'm going to, again, duplicate my shapes a whole bunch of times and then cut out in different colors. You can use as many different colors as you want. I chose to just do 4 colors, but of course, do whatever makes you happy. If you want to use 10 different colors, go for it. So now that I've got all my shapes cut out, I'm just going to place them randomly all over my tumbler. My goal here is to fit as many of these as possible on the cup, and I'm trying to keep the colors a little bit varied. Like I don't want to have all of my pink presents all in the same area on the cup, so just trying to mix it up a little bit. And the other thing that I'm paying attention to is not placing my presents too close to each other, keeping in mind that we're going to have that little bow part coming up when we do the outline, so we don't want like the bottom and top of 2 presents to be too close to each other because I don't want the bows to overlap when we do the outlines. So once I've got all of my presents placed, we can see I've fit pretty much all of them on there. We're going to do a cheat glitter method on our tumbler. So in my epoxy here, I'm going to mix a little bit of Opal Majesty. You can use any fine cut or extra fine cut glitter that you want. I'm just going to mix a little bit of this into my epoxy. And now this went for 2 cups, so you absolutely do not need this much glitter or this much epoxy. But what you want to do is just mix your glitter into your epoxy, put a coat all over your tumbler, and that's going to give your presents a really nice sparkly touch. Don't worry about the stainless steel part of it. We're going to cover that up right now with our peekaboo. So now that we've got this coat of epoxy on, we can go in with the stencils. Now the stencils are stencil vinyl, but they're the exact same shapes that we cut out for the colored section. I just cut all of those same shapes out of the one stencil vinyl. And now I'm going through and I'm matching up those shapes and covering them with the stencil vinyl so that we can do our peekaboo. I'm going to do white paint for my peekaboo, so I'm going to paint my tumbler with just a flat white spray paint. And now that it's dry, I'm going to go through with a Sharpie and mark off all of my stencil vinyl areas so that I can find them underneath my glitter. And to apply my glitter, I'm just going to use my regular Crystalac glitter glue here. So I'm going to brush a thin layer all over my tumbler, making sure that I've got everything really well covered. You can use any adhesive method you like. If you want to use epoxy method, if you have another adhesive that you like to use, doesn't matter, just use whatever you like. And the glitter I'm going to use today is BELLE from Peachy Olive Glitters. It's a really pretty pearlescent white glitter. Now this glitter isn't the most sparkly of all my glitters, but I thought that it would be a nice contrast with the sparkly presents and really let those kind of be the star of the cup, if that makes sense. So once I've got my cup covered in my glitter, I'm going to go right into peeling my peekaboo. I'm not going to let the glitter glue dry. I'm doing this immediately after glittering. So I'm using a glove tan just so I don't get glitter all over my hands and my tweezers, and I'm just going to very carefully peel these shapes up one by one. This is pretty easy to peel up because they are just big, you know, like sections of vinyl, nothing too detailed or crazy. But once I've got all of these peeled up, I'm going to let my cup sit and dry for 2 hours, and then I'm going to add 1 coat of epoxy to my tumbler. This coat was about 25 milliliters, and I'm using the Flynn Sisters Fast Cure Epoxy. So once that coat was cured, I was ready to move into adding all of my fun patterns to my presents. So this again is the same file that we used for our colored base presents in the very beginning and that we used on our stencil vinyl. So you're going to end up cutting this file out 3 times. And now this semi-transparent vinyl that I'm using is from Mr. Nola's Glitter. It's just all different like black patterns. And I thought that would be really fun to give our presents a little bit of pizzazz. Of course, you can use any semi-transparent pattern that you want. Just do whatever you think will look good. So I'm just going to match these up and place these all over my presents randomly. Again, trying to not get the patterns like all clumped up in one area. I kind of want a healthy mix of patterns. But once I've got those all on, we can move into adding our outlines now. So this is the original outline pattern that we duplicated and kept off to the side from the very beginning. And I cut these out using my champagne gold textured metallic vinyl from Teckwrap Craft. And I'm just going to line all of those up with their matching present. And you can see how freaking cute they are. I'm so excited with how this turned out. I can't wait to use this technique with another theme or another kind of vibe, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, once I had all of these outlines on, I went right into my final 2 coats of epoxy, and that is it for this tutorial. Of course, if you want to, you can add a decal, you can add some more elements to this if you wanted to, but I really just wanted to have the presents be the star of the show here and do something really simple, but also super duper fun and festive for Christmas time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you are not already. Of course, as always, let me know what you think down below in the comments, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much for watching as always, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Okay, love you. Bye.